Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Huh?
5 brain cells, 4 aren't working. There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp.
Huh?
All right, what's going on, freaks? Yeah, you guys have seen all the spamming troll activity we've had lately, right? Have you guys seen that? I mean, a lot of you've been here when the trolls are coming in. And they first tried a technique by saying, "Oh man, Gray, you're screwing over all these older people, man. You're doing this and that, man. They're giving you their last social security check, Gray. They're just, and they just go on and on and on." But that didn't work for him. So, see, I have had a Reddit account for years, you guys, like years, and I hardly ever used the damn thing. Right? So I had a password, and I mean, I never even looked at it. So, and then they started a new tactic where they said in the chat stuff like, "Hey, Gray, you act like you're this, but you're over there on Reddit looking at, young women's sites." They had a let me show you what they did. I'm just going to be transparent with you so you can see it. This is the shit that I have to deal with every freaking day. It's like, what a joke. So here's what they spam. Look at this right here. Over and over again. "Gray, you constantly bring up what others do wrong, but your own online activity shows you on a platform for older men and young girls. You have to judge others for their choices, Gray. Gray, you preach. You act like you're better. Gray, you never let anyone forget. Gray, you spend your streams complaining. Gray," it's all the same shit over and over and over again, right? And then they started putting like this link in there. So I had Chasing Truth go look at the link. I was like, what is this thing? I'm not going to go there. I don't know what. And she looks at it and goes, "Oh, it's some dirty site on Reddit where there's..." So I don't know. I don't know why I didn't put it together. And then somebody today sent me an email that, hold on a second. The email, this is the email right here. So it's this email and had the Reddit GR Gray Hughes, blah, 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 and then different places that I'm subscribed to. And then right here it has this Gen Z girls NSFW. See that right there? See that? And I was like, first I thought this was just a troll. I didn't even see this account there. Then I go look at it and I go over there and then there was a comment made 2 hours later. So you're telling me that you guys make these bots out there that show that I'm on this site and I go and comment so everybody can see it. You guys are crazy. This is like... So then I went out because I went on the Reddit to see what the hell it was, right? And then my account was not two-factor authentication, and then it also had just this old password that I've already known for a long time was breached. Like, it's just such a simple, stupid password. I didn't even remember that I had it on that account. So they got in there and they clicked on like and then made a comment, and then they send it out there as if it's me doing it. And I'm just telling you, you know, the sucky part is that I even have to sit here and talk to you about this shit. It's the stupidest thing in the world. Yeah, so that's what's been going on here. So I got a hold of the FBI because that's what they do, the cyber crimes, and then they're having me screenshot. And if you guys see anybody out there sharing this stuff, send it over. But make sure you send over who's sharing it and all the different people's names, okay? Because I got to build up the folder to give to them. This is just the craziest damn thing. It's just. You know, I've never been hacked like that before, not that I'm aware of, but that's like, it was so easy for them because that password's already out there. You can just see it. And then it wasn't two-factor authentication. So I just removed the account, but I don't know if that, you know, what good that really does. I hate Reddit. I think Reddit's just a pile of shit, is what it is. Just absolute losers over there living in their little bubble. And they're just disgusting people. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, some communities on there are okay, but these just absolute losers who sit around, ooh, how can we get somebody today? You know, it's just sick, all right? All right, that's all I got for you on that. But if you guys go on Facebook and you see posts and whatnot, I've already had one person send me some, that one I just showed you. If you guys see who's sharing these things out there, just send me the clips and then I'll add it to what they want me to send. All right? Thank you. I mean, what? Just... And then they even were able to do the same thing on Twitter. They had these bots on there too that were spam. After I let people know what the hell was going on, they go, oh, right, Gray, right. You know, and they just go on and on and on. It just never ends, man. Hey, Demon Angel, I'm just letting everybody know right here what's been going on. You guys have seen the troll spamming in here. If you don't like it, Demon Angel, go do something else. I'm not giving anybody attention for anything. Yeah. I don't care. I'm just telling you that's what's happening. You know, if you want to go join them as a troll, go ahead. I really don't give a shit. I'm almost just sick of people at this point. You know, it's just... You can't just go do a show and, you know, sucks. Yeah, that'd be cool too, Bengal Cat, Chili. Yeah, why don't you guys go check that stuff out? Yeah, and the funny part is they're going to go out there and go, oh, look at Gray, and they know what they did, you know? They know what they did. Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't know what you know, I'm just sitting here. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the thing is I'm letting you know because they're trying to go out and share it in places. So if you see it, then say something, you know. Send it to me. Huh? I don't know what you're referring to. What $50? I don't see it. Right, but you've got to bring it up or the people watching your channel won't know what the hell you're talking about. You know, they're just going to show up and go, oh my God, look at this. And they'll think, you know, I mean, I don't know how to deal with stuff like this. For me, I just want to be transparent, tell you what the hell's going on, and then I just move forward. That's it, you know? I don't have to keep talking about it. It's just is what it is. It's amazing, man. It's just so frustrating. But guess what, you guys? It's another night. We are on the 27th. We're heading into the end of the month, so if you can help support the channel, I would really appreciate it. I think tonight should be a pretty interesting show, though. Oh, okay. Well, I don't need what you're saying today. I'm telling you something. I don't need you to go, hey, you're feeding the troll. I understand how that works, right? I mean, I know that, like, that's what they enjoy, okay? But they know right now, as I'm talking, they know that they did that. And they're going, oh, it's ridiculous. But I'm saying it for the sake of the other people. Like, somebody literally sent me an email, hey, Gray, look what I saw. Is this you, And it's just sucks, So if you don't want to listen to it, I don't need the advice saying, hey, I already know that stuff. All right, I already get it. I got it. Okay, I know you're full of shit, dude. You're another troll. I just explained it to you, man. Get the hell out of here. You're a loser. Yeah. All right. Anyways, let's see. What do we got here? And no, you never gave me a nickel. Hey, thanks, Cinnamon Sin Freak. All right. You're a drum. Jeez. I bring something up. It's just... Oh, man. Are you going in for your surgery coming up here, Wild Bill Lossman? Tomorrow, or what? What's going on, man? When you said you'll check in once in a while, what do you mean? I don't get it. Thanks, Joel Burnt. I sent you an email a while ago. You never responded to it as well. Yeah, so what's going on, Wild Bill? Okay, well, you said you'll check in once in a while. Like, you're disappearing now, but maybe, in a month or so, you'll show up again. All right, well, good luck on the Derby. The one that you practice for. Oh, I see. Once in a while tonight. All right, hey, well, thank you, Joel Burnt and Cinnamon Sin Freak. All right, do you guys see the, today, which folder do I have that in? Oh, yeah, not that one. Now, this Pima County, this guy right here, that's weird, too. Like, you look at him and you go, man, that kind of looks like the dude, If you go over to, let's see, over here. I guess that's probably about as good as you can do. You look at that guy right there, and then you compare it to, this guy has these really high eyebrows and everything. I don't know, it's weird. But anyways, it says, Pima County deputy allegedly held woman PCSD vehicle court documents reveal. And then it says, a Pima County Sheriff's Department deputy has been arrested. Underneath Nanos. This is crazy. And is facing charges of kidnapping. He is accused of holding a woman inside of a PCSD vehicle prior to taking her inside the Pima County Jail. Travis Reynolds, 22, is being held on $200,000 bond. According to the state, the offense raises concerns because of his job and the power imbalance between the 22-year-old and the victim. It says the state also said evidence suggests this has happened before. Hey, but don't stay up late in here, Wild Bill. Go get catch some fish tomorrow. Be alert and awake. You don't have to. I thought you meant like might not see you for a month or so, and then I wasn't sure because you said you were gonna have a surgery or something. Yeah, it is weird, right? So we can play this right here.
Beauty now, and Miss Gas. Look at your screen. That is 22-year-old Travis.
Oh, I got the actual one on a different site. No, I can't. Alley kick. Anyways, PCSD confirmed the deputy. Well, I guess I could use a different. Make it a bigger monitor or something. On March 19th, Reynolds was on duty and transporting a woman from Pima County Jail. The victim told police he commented on her appearance, saying she was hot and a MILF. So that's interesting, the MILF part, because that's mother, I'd like to blah, 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 blah. And so that means this is an older person, right? I mean, somebody maybe 50 or, something like that. I don't know. It's weird. Once they arrived at jail, Reynolds reportedly reversed his department vehicle near the back wall before exiting the driver's side and approached the victim's side. The victim mentioned to authorities that the 22-year-old moved her hands, which were, it's not a similar situation. It's just sort of interesting. It's like moved her hands, which were in handcuffs, from behind her body and to the front of her body. It says, according to court documents, Reynolds re-entered the vehicle and allegedly shared a vape pen with the woman as they had a conversation. The victim told police the former deputy stated he could help her with the case and reportedly stated that they could go to a hotel to engage in sexual acts. So he's like, if we go to a hotel, I don't necessarily have to give you a ticket or anything. And court documents revealed that the woman stated Reynolds showed her multiple videos on his phone of a man engaging in sexual activities, which she said appeared to be him. The victim told police she tried to be polite because she wanted to get out of the vehicle and described the situation as feeling unreal and terrible. Could you imagine what that would feel like? Now you're a woman. He's like, hey, stay in the car hey, look at here's some porn, check it out. Jesus. It's just, this guy is crazy. To be honest, this is a person that might be able to do something like this. Obviously, he was sort of into older people. What a perfect department to be in to sort of, see what's going on and kind of manipulating the situation. I'm not saying it's him. I'm just saying it is interesting. You got to admit. After stating that she wanted to go inside the jail, Reynolds allegedly refused. See, she goes, I want to go in the jail. No. The woman said the 22-year-old was not doing paperwork and was on his phone as she saw other deputies taking their arrestees inside. So other deputies were showing up and she's just sitting in the car waiting and waiting. According to court documents, the woman was able to get out of the vehicle after she was told to lift her shirt. Investigators reviewed surveillance video and saw that the PCSD vehicle was parked in the area from 9:46 p.m. to 11:26, so an hour and 40 minutes without even moving. During that time frame, the footage showed Reynolds exit the vehicle and walk towards the victim's side before going back inside of the vehicle. It also showed the 22-year-old appearing to show the woman's items from a possible phone. It also showed Reynolds appearing to show the woman items from a possible phone. Okay. So he was showing her something on the phone. When questioning by authorities, Reynolds said he was unsure whether he had shown the victim videos of sexual acts or asked to go to a hotel. Reynolds reportedly said the conversation regarding an arrangement of sex was brought up by the victim. Oh, of course, yeah. A view of his cell phone was completed by detectives, which corroborated the exact details of that the victim provided. Wow. So that means he did do all the things that she said. Let's see. The 22-year-old mentioned he didn't know the victim prior to the incident. Reynolds' preliminary hearing is scheduled for April 6th. Those almost never happen on the date that they say preliminary hearings. But hey, guys, if you could help support the channel, we're hitting one of those lulls already right out of the gate. We got to get a challenge going or something going out of the chute to get us on the right path to try to reach the goal tonight. Anybody have the ability to do that? Let's see. Let me redo this. Let's see. A deputy with the Pima. So here he is, right here. He's going to speak. It's kidnapping. A deputy with the Pima County Sheriff Department was fired after he was arrested on kidnapping charge on Thursday, March 26th. It's a different kind of kidnapping. I mean, he's keeping her from going where... It's not like he went to somebody's home and took her out of... I mean, he has her in his cop car, so he is moving her around, and then she's not allowing her to go where she wants to go. But hey, guys, let's, try to do a challenge or something here. We're just, you can see right now it's been just... The PCSD confirmed 22-year-old Travis Reynolds was let go after the Tucson Police Department arrested him. Hey, thanks, C. Irwin, I mean. That's probably more likely. Reynolds appeared in court on Friday, and the judge set his bond at $200,000. The interim... let's see, apparently the hat is being looked at and then moved forward. The interim complaint statement, Reynolds was on duty and was transporting a woman to the Pima County Jail when he commented on her appearance, calling her hot. Now, the other article mentions that he's called her a MILF, so that would imply she's older than him. He's only 22. All right, let's do it.
Please state your name, sir.
Travis Avery Reynolds.
Great. Mr. Reynolds, this is the time for your initial appearance. You were here this
He
morning.
does seem to have tattoos on his right arm, you guys. Boy, does it come up and make a square right on his wrist.
On charges of kidnapping. That is a felony offense. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, and it is ordered appointing... Oh, is it the public defender or... We haven't received the information from the Office of Court-Appointed Counsel. We're going to appoint the Public Defender's Office for today's purposes. And you do have counsel seated with you.
C.C. Irwin is trying for a $5 challenge with people. Although it's not really a challenge because it doesn't... the other one's matching, like a 2-for-1 or...
For today's hearing. We are going to determine your conditions of release this morning. I have reviewed the interim complaint. I have also reviewed information provided by pretrial services, which lets me know...
I mean, you gotta admit, like, he kind of looks like you might think he would have looked like. He's got the goatee, and his eyebrows are unusually high up on his head.
Whether there's any prior felony history... I'm not sure if that background noise is coming from the jail or if someone else isn't muted. Okay.
Thanks,
And,
Wisconsin Cat Mom.
It also lets me know about your ties to the community, including employment, references, and their assessments and recommendations. Finally, I have reviewed the state's recommendation. The prosecution $50,000. Would the state like to be heard further?
Yes, Your Honor. $50,000 plus a pretrial services if he is released. This particular offense that is alleged is very, very concerning. Given the occupation of the accused and the power dynamics between him.
Oh yeah, I guess that's one of the things that makes it like it's not likely him. He's a pretty tall guy. You know, that's what they said.
Him and the victim. There's indications that this might have.
They said I think somebody said he's like 6'5" or something. So I guess it might not make him. But if you were looking at that guy's face, you would think that, right?
Before.
And how creepy is that, anyways? I mean, it just shows you. I mean, what the hell's going on? The Pima County deputy right underneath Nanas is just kind of a sick person. Kind of reminds you of those people on Reddit, you know?
The victim would like to see he shouldn't be returning back to the jail or the incident location. No weapon.
What are you saying, CC Irwin? You said, done, let the burner timer. Done, let the burner timer time out on 5 minutes for $5.
Weapons, no contact. The victim in this case is very afraid of this defendant because of that power position that he had, of the power dynamics, and that he might retaliate against her. And so for those reasons, we're asking. And asking for the bond plus the release. Also, it's on the form, but requesting no contact with the victim.
Thank you, and defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're asking that you release him to pretrial services. He's a lifelong resident of the state of Arizona. He has housing. And he's full-time employed. The alleged victim in this case verified that information and appears to be willing to assume third-party custody of the defendant in this case. I would imagine that means she doesn't object to his release.
A little bit of a information gap because I don't believe that's the victim.
Okay, I get things mixed up then. I apologize. Let me address a few other matters, though, Your Honor. This individual has no prior convictions whatsoever, felony or misdemeanor, no prior failure to appears. He scored a 2 on the NCA scale and a 1 on the FTA scale. For all those reasons, we're asking that you release him from custody here today to pretrial services.
Thank you very much. All right, Mr. Reynolds, I'm ordering that you're held on a bond of $200,000, cash or secured. If you are released, you'll be released to pretrial services. Monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. If you do possess any firearms, you must surrender them to local law enforcement. No contact with the alleged victim, and do not return to the incident location. I'm going to schedule your preliminary hearing for April
The guy doesn't seem like he gives a crap, man.
6th.
That's one thing I was noticing. He's just like, yeah.
That will be at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
That court date may change. It's important to stay in touch with your attorney and make sure you are aware of your court dates, because if you fail to appear, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand, Mr. Reynolds? All right, that's all for today.
That guy, he doesn't seem like he gives a crap at all. Who knows? Hey, do you see my little challenge? It was like because of C.C. Irwin, he said to do something, so I said, I don't know, it's right there at the top. I don't know what you call it. A goal or something. I don't know. We don't really ever use those. Yeah, it doesn't work on my channel, as you can see. I have it up at the top. Yeah. Yeah, I thought somebody said he was like 6'6". I don't know where that came from. Don't know. But hey guys, if you could please help support the channel, we're, struggling again. I don't know what the deal is on the show. It seems like every single night, right out of the gate, for long periods of time, we struggle. We're currently at 1/6 of just a minimum nightly goal. So if you have the ability to, that would be great. All right, what's the next thing I'm going to do? Oh yeah, so let's play Nancy Guthrie's. I don't know if this is it. Yeah, this is the one from today.
Throughout this, you're resolute and strong like your mama. But did you, at some point during all of this, have to wrestle with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not done. But God doesn't tell us not to wrestle with him.
Thanks.
This isn't some
CC,
cheap
everyone.
faith. And my mom taught me that. God only requires our authentic presence. And that he has. But I never doubted. One of my mom's best friend told me that she had been going through a hard time, and she said to my mom, how have you kept your faith all these years? What? Losing your husband, all the different things that my mom had been through. Like, Nancy, how do you keep your faith? And my mom said to her, well, where else would I go? And I hold that with me. But faith is how I will stay connected to my mom. God is how I'm holding hands with my mom. And I won't let sadness win for her. She taught me. See, I saw her grieve. I saw her world shatter. I saw it. And I saw her get up. And I saw her believe. And I saw her love. And I saw her hope. And I saw her smile. And I saw her laugh. I saw her joy. I saw her love of the world and adventure. I saw her belief. I saw her faith. She taught me. She taught all of us. And I may not do it as well as her, but...
Hey, welcome there. Grief is my middle name. I'm not sure what your past is, but that sucks. And then Bengal Cat Chili and CC Irwin.
But I will do it. I will do it for my kids. I will. I will not fall apart. I will not let whoever did this take my children's mother from them. I will not let them take my joy. They will not take my sister's joy. They will not take my brother's joy. They will not take our love. They will not take our faith. But our anguish is real. We need help. We need someone to tell the truth.
Yes.
I have no anger in my heart. I have hope in my heart. I have love. But this family needs peace.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think we deserve anything more or less than any other person. We don't say, why us, why me, why anything. If I say why me for this horrible thing, then I have to say why me for all the beautiful blessings of my life. Well then, yes, why? I don't know why. I'm grateful for my blessings. And I'm heartbroken for the sorrow.
Yes.
I'm heartbroken.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I am crushed, but I am not abandoned. We are not alone. Do we need an answer? And someone has it in their power.
Wait, somebody actually gave me credit somewhere? They never do that. And it's, I don't know, it's just weird. It's just the way it is, you know. Grief is my middle name. Said, thanks for the welcome. Got tired of all the clowns on the other crime pages. Several of them give you a lot of credit for the information they now have. What made you tired of it if they were, you know... But anyways, can you guys please help support the channel tonight? We need somebody to do a challenge. That's where you say, hey, if you can afford it, you know, like do a 5 memberships, and then other people just do 1, and then we, you know, like people get a 2-for-1-er on those. Those seem to help. That's how we seem to have been able to get to our goals lately. When we just sit around waiting and hoping for, you know, people, you know, we, I mean, if you're just sort of new here, my channel's donated $289,000 since January of 2020, and my channel, you know, it also makes an income where it survives because of you guys, and, you know, ad revenue when it happens. And then we donate every month thousands of dollars to true crime related charities. So I need your guys' support. We are getting close to the end of the month here, and that's all I can say, man. I don't really know what to tell you. If you like what we do here on this show, then I would appreciate it if you know, you're supporting the channel sometimes. That'd be great. Oh, it looks like Lisa Valenzuela has one right there. Look at that. So she'll send in 5 coffees. That's using the Buy Me a Coffee app. If 5 of you donate 1 channel membership. So she'll do $25 worth if 5 of you do 5.
To help. It is never too late. And when you do,
thank you, Lisa.
The warmth of love and forgiveness that will come will be greater than can be imagined. I know what it is to be.
Why would Brian Enton mention what I did? I've never ever heard him mention me, nor Nancy Grace, nor the interview room, etc. Never heard any of those guys ever mention my name. Or are you saying those are the ones that you left? I don't know. Anyways, hey, there's Alley Cake. There's one.
Be forgiven.
Yes.
And there is no greater joy.
Yes.
And that joy awaits. Whoever can hear this and find it in their heart to help.
Yes. You're focusing on people in Tucson.
Well, thank you.
Somebody there must have seen or known something and maybe forgot about it or didn't pay attention to it.
How can someone vanish?
Yeah.
Without a trace?
Yeah.
How? Someone knows something, even if that something is someone's been acting strange for the last 7-8 weeks, even if it's just that. Somebody knows.
Yeah, I'm just kind of surprised that she doesn't seem to... She almost seems like she's in the same boat as we are. You know, like she knows some stuff, obviously, but she doesn't seem like she's like way more knowledgeable. I mean, it's the same thoughts we have, you know?
And maybe somebody's afraid. And I understand that. But our hearts are in agony.
Yeah.
We can't breathe. We can't live. We can't go on. We can't be at peace. We can't go forward. We have to know what happened to her.
Yes. You talked about coming back to New York. One of the other enduring images for me was walking into Studio 1A and seeing you there, speaking to everybody. What was it like for you, walking back in there?
I really wanted to come and see everybody.
Yeah.
I just love this beautiful place that we call home, where we get to come and be every day. And I know how much people have prayed for me and loved me. All the people that, you see on TV, you know, and then all the people that you don't, all the notes and
Apparently
messages that I have received.
Going back to work pretty soon.
They're just so beautiful. I just wanted to be with my family. They're my family too.
You said something when you were there, and you said, I don't know how to come back, and I don't know how not to come back.
Yeah, that's how I feel when I look at the Today Show, which is the answer to all my dreams, actually better than my dreams.
So how about coming back?
See, Megyn Kelly.
wondering.
So
See, Megyn Kelly's doing the, wait a minute. So Savannah got home, it was in the evening, and that's when, let's see, what the hell, let's see. Annie called. That's when Annie called later. Why didn't she call right away to say she was missing? Maybe they wanted to see if they could find her on their own. And then when they realized she really was missing, they called over there. Who knows? But the sheriff department was called at 12. See, that's what Megyn Kelly doesn't ever want to do. Okay? She's just so frustrating. She should just stick to politics and stuff. She's terrible at true crime. She is one of the worst true crime covering. She is just god-awful on everything. She still says Brian Kohlberger. Now, she would have been able to debunk herself if she merely said that it was like 11:56 when they got there, and then they called the sheriff at like 12:03. They already got the sheriff there. Right? So it doesn't matter that your whole conspiracy goes away, that she didn't call the sister till later. She had already called the cops to show up. You got it? There's the whole Megyn Kelly, the whole theory, she could have debunked herself just by saying that. But hey, you guys, we need 2 more gifted memberships up there. We've had that challenge in there by Lisa for a while, and it's just sitting there. You guys know, what we do over here.
it's hard to imagine doing it because it's such a place of joy and lightness, and I can't come back. And
I tell you, it would be awesome to have a great day in here after what I've had to deal with these trolls. Okay, like send a message. I mean, I don't know what's happening here. It just seems like every time the trolls do this shit, it's why we have these days where we struggle, and it's just I don't really get it,
Try to be something that I'm not. But I can't not come back because it's my family. I think it's part of my purpose right now.
Yeah.
I want to smile. And when I do, it will be real. And my joy will be my protest.
Hey, thank you.
My joy
Guardian
will be my
Angel.
answer. And being there is joyful. And when it's not, I'll say so. And I've been so grateful to have this family. I consider
I wonder how you do a show.
this my family, my greater family. And when times are hard,
How do you do the show, though? Like, do you talk about Nancy the whole time on your first shows, or do you literally get back into sort of the funny stuff and goofy little, presentations they do and all that kind of stuff? I don't know.
you want to be with your family. And I want to be with my family. And so I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'll belong
Yeah, you don't
anymore.
want to freak people out until you check.
But I would like to try. I would like to try. And I'm not going to be the same. But maybe it's like that old poem, more beautiful in the broken places.
I mean, wow. That was put perfectly. Jenna, I feel like I just...
Yeah, don't you wonder, like, how that's gonna, like, how does the show continue? Do they do a few days worth of Nancy stuff and then do updates all the time, or, you know, I don't know how that works, but yeah, you know, Nancy, I mean, it doesn't seem like Savannah knows much more than any of the rest of us. I mean, she knows obviously inside information about just stuff at the house and everything, but even after that, it doesn't seem like their conclusions are much different. But hey, guys, we need one more gifted channel membership up there to reach Lisa V's goal. Like I said a minute ago, it'd be great to have a decent night on here, you know. Yeah, she is going back to the show. I think she just said that. That's her place, she said, or whatever the hell the term was. All right. So now we were talking about the ransom. I was gonna bring that up, and then I think it was Jason Bourne guy. He sent me something too that was right in the same ballpark. Because I was gonna bring up there was a Megyn Kelly. You know, so that's the thing, is I don't know if, you know, is this gonna be legit? So I guess we could play it, see what happens. We'll just play the audio.
NBC since her mother Nancy went missing nearly
Man, what's going on tonight, you guys? Just brutal.
We showed you yesterday clips of Savannah Guthrie's first interview on NBC since her mother Nancy went missing nearly 2 months ago now. My gosh, that's crazy. Today is March 27th. Nancy was taken on January 31st. Well,
you guys made Alley Cake do two of them.
February 1st. That is so great.
Man, nobody else could. You had to get Alley Cake to do 2 out of the 5. Well, thanks, Alley Cake. Appreciate it.
Easy. Unfortunately, we have more questions than answers 2 months later. Like, why didn't the Guthrie family ever pay a ransom if they believed, as Savannah told us yesterday, that 2 of those ransom notes they received were authentic?
Yeah. There, I guess, what are we on? This is about 37 seconds in. See, I have this thing that I put together.
That now 3 days on, you first haven't been able to validate, and second, it warranted informing the Guthries of
This is all about the ransom note by this FBI guy here.
its existence.
So the ransom note that was sent out there, obviously every lead in this case we are taking extremely serious.
But not everyone is presented to the family. Why this one?
Because this was the ransom that came in and it had facts associated with a deadline, with a monetary value they were asking for. So at that point...
What were some of those facts, if you can, because there's been a lot of speculation, as you know, if you could set the record straight.
Yeah, the ransom itself, one talked about an Apple Watch and one talked about a floodlight. We're not going to go into specifics. It's very important that we keep this investigation moving forward, and we don't want to put more facts out there that others then can use to try to profit from this.
Who else would know about an Apple Watch?
Ed Lavandera.
Hey, Agent, I want to follow up with you real quick on that. There have been, as far as we know, I think 3 ransom notes so far, 1 arrest. Are they all different, or you think there's different authors behind all of them, or?
So the one that went to the media is the one we were currently investigating and working on. The imposter that I talked about, where an arrest was made early this morning, that there will be more information. We believe there's no evidence to connect this to Nancy's case. It was someone that was trying to profit from it, a total imposter.
And Sheriff, you started off
no, it does not. And that is what I think is important, that if someone has Nancy and is demanding the ransom, that there is communication with the family. We talked about has been no proof of life, and there was no other demands within that letter. So they're still waiting for communication.
ABC affiliate?
So we're not going to go into facts regarding this part of the investigation. I think part of that message was with AI these days, you can make videos that appear to be very real. So we can't just take a video and trust that that is a proof of life these days because of the advancements in AI and trying to actually get a proof of life that we can verify. But we're not going to go into anything the family may or may not have received.
KOLD, Kathleen?
And is that playing a part in the investigation?
We're not going to go again into specifics of that part of the investigation with the ransom note other than what we've put out there. We've been transparent. We're talking about we are working that ransom demand, but we don't want to go anything further than that could impact any opportunities. So thank you.
Is there any additional physical evidence
into the home of the sister? How involved was the FBI, if at all, in creating the video? Any advice for the family on what to say in the video?
I would say we use our expertise and provide consultation and advice anytime a family would ask for our advice in a kidnapping. It's ultimately the family's decision of what they put out and any messages they put out. But we were, obviously you're all documenting every move we make. We were there last night in talking with the family. But every decision is theirs.
Right, that was a tripod and a ring light. And Sheriff Nanos, you've said the blood...
Saw Savannah Guthrie and her sibling family put out that video last night on Instagram addressing, the tragedy that this is, but also addressing the ransom letter saying they're ready to talk. My question is, did the FBI or any other agency help them craft that message to put out on social media?
Like I said to the previous question, we have an expertise when it comes to kidnappings. And when families want advice, consultation, expertise, we will provide that. But the ultimate decisions on what they say and how they put that out rests with the family itself.
And as far as suspects, I know we haven't identified one, but what type of suspect or suspects do we think we're dealing with here?
At this time, like the sheriff has said, there is no primary suspect identified, so it could run the gamut. So.
KPNX, Troy Hayden.
Are you handling all things with the ransom?
I think the answer was yes, we were there. The media was there. We can help coordinate.
Troy Hayden, that guy's from the Jodi Arias trial, I remember that.
They provide that consultation, but that is the family's decision of what they film and what they put out.
Fox 10, Justin Loom.
Agent Yonke, this one's for you. Following up on that video that was released yesterday, you said, ultimately any further action is decided on by the family. Since then, have they expressed any more interest in more efforts to try and get in contact with who is behind the ransom letter? And do you have a crisis or any sort of hostage negotiator with your team for that type of situation if it moves forward?
So the two parts to that question I think it's pretty clear. The family wants to be contacted. They know time is of the essence, and if those that may have Nancy are watching this, the family is ready to talk, get proof of life, because there has been no contact after that ransom note went to the media. For your second question, yes, we have crisis negotiators. That is part of our team here locally.
Now, they asked him a million questions. I just edited out the sheriff. I just wanted to hear this guy here. They asked the sheriff 1,000 questions. I mean, sometimes they asked him a question, then he gave it right to the FBI guy, but some were to the sheriff.
Along with the personnel we brought in from Quantico, and they will be part of it, but we're not going to go beyond that of any specifics.
Sheriff Nanos, taking down the crime
being held outside of the country, is that something that you ruled out at this point?
We don't have any of that information. We haven't ruled anything out. Like the sheriff said, we will follow the facts wherever they take us, whether it is outside of the state of Arizona or over the border. We will follow the facts and go there, but we have no indication anything over the Mexican border.
And you mentioned on the ransom note there were details about the Apple Watch and the floodlight.
Yep.
The ransom notes that were sent out to TMZ, KGUN, and KOLD, are they all the same ransom note? Do they contain the same details in each of those individual ransom notes?
The ones that I am tracking and aware of were the same that went to TMZ also.
News Nation, Brian Enton.
Agent Yonke, sorry, over here.
Yes.
When did the first ransom note arrive? And the reason I ask is because the Apple Watch has been in the news and on social media, and you could see like floodlights on video. So was it before those things were out in the world?
I don't have the specific time frame as I sit here today of what time.
So that was sort of like a pretty important question, because it's like they must have looked into it after this. If they still believed it was legit, then they knew that the information in the note was before it made it out.
It came in, but that you are right. Anyone could see a floodlight hanging down, could have seen some of those things. The watch has been talked about, so that timing is tricky, but that's why we're taking it serious no matter what, and following the leads on that. But I don't have the time frame that the first note came in as I sit here today. Thank you.
And my follow-up is for the sheriff. For the investigation?
Yes, Director Patel is being briefed several times a day on this investigation back in D.C. He does have a trip scheduled to Tucson that was pre-scheduled before this, but he is receiving consistent and constant updates from our team here.
He's coming today?
He is not coming today.
And before you go to the next one, I know you may have had a follow-up question, but I think I overstepped you. So if you wanted to ask,
thank you.
I'll give you that opportunity.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Thank you. At what point do you deem the ransom note not credible if there is no communication that follows up since you received it? Like, what's that timeline where you say, no proof of life, there's no more, this isn't credible?
I think we start to look at what the deadlines were in the note. First, I think was 5 o'clock today, and then it had a second deadline after that. So we are continuing in a normal kidnapping case. There would be contact by now, trying to discuss that. But those are the time frames we are looking at as we move forward.
Are you able to say that second deadline that was given?
I don't have that with me right now. So.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Thank you.
5 a.m. Entertainment Tonight, Denny Directo.
Yes, my question actually is for Agent Yonke. There was a report that said the ransom came from an email that the FBI was actually looking into that IP address. Any update on that?
Nothing that I can release. Thank you.
And then also, there's also conflicting reports about who was the last person to actually see Nancy and drive her home. We know she took an Uber to Annie's house, but can you confirm whether it was Annie or her son-in-law Tommaso who took her home that night?
I think the timeline that the sheriff provided was a family member, but
just family. We're going to go with family.
Yes, that's part of the investigation.
Can you go and elaborate any further if you found anything, or if there's any ties or any suspects tied to that claim?
There is not at this time.
Associated Press, Joe Golden.
Please give us some sound on that, because that's a big deal. That's within hours about that 5 p.m. deadline per the ransom note. And then what's supposed to happen after that?
So the ransom note that was distributed to the media did make a demand for 5 p.m. today, and if a transfer wasn't made, then I think a second demand was for next Monday. We're not going to go beyond that, but that was the ransom note the media received.
Did it indicate what would happen if they didn't need that ransom? Did they?
We're not going to go into those specifics. Okay. Thank you.
By the creation of this family video, does that suggest your belief that the author or authors of that ransom note, in fact, have Nancy Guthrie?
Again, we are taking the ransom note serious, and we are following that part of the investigation.
And does the fact that there is a ransom note suggest to you that Nancy Guthrie was taken specifically because she's Savannah's mom?
There's nothing to indicate that.
Yeah, well, of course, that's the reason. You're going to take somebody, who else would, you're going to be getting a hold of somebody really rich to get ransom. But hey guys, any chance you guys could help support the channel? We're having these huge lulls in here. We're not even at a fourth of our nightly goal. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, that would be great. We could use some more gifted channel memberships, maybe a few more challenges, etc. But we're currently only at a fourth. And I know some of the other people that are normally here that are always the ones that doing, maybe some other people can help support the channel tonight, okay? We're getting really close to the end of the month. Alright, so we have this one coming up here next, and let me go down to I'm going to go back to this now.
We showed you yesterday clips of Savannah Guthrie's first interview on NBC since her mother Nancy went missing nearly 2 months ago now. My gosh, that's crazy. Today is March 27th. Nancy was taken on January 31st. Well, overnight on the wee hours of February 1st. That is so crazy. Unfortunately, we have more questions than answers 2 months later. Like, why didn't the Guthrie family ever pay a ransom if they believed, as Savannah told us yesterday, that 2 of those ransom notes they received were authentic? Why wouldn't they have paid the money? And why did Savannah's military veteran brother immediately think that Nancy was kidnapped for ransom? Immediately, that's where his mind went. Was there something in the second note, this is another question, that made them believe it was fruitless to pay money to the kidnapper? Because they made video statements after each of these notes. And that last question, what was in the second note? And did it suggest something about Nancy that was dark and would have suggested the ransom was fruitless? And that's the question taking new significance this morning. Because one of the X counts that has followed this case the closest and that we have been following and that has steered us right more than once in its commentary and leads on the case is a user who goes by the name Nerdy Addict.
Oh, jeez.
And Nerdy, you may recall that because I've cited Nerdy Addict in talking with you guys before.
Jeez,
Nerdy
no
Addict writes today, quote,
He's really conspiratorial.
I now have 2 sources confirming that one of the letters sent to the media in the Nancy Guthrie case allegedly states that the sender apologized.
See, that's interesting if that's true, right? I mean, if this is true right here, that would make complete sense.
Claiming that they did not realize how serious Nancy's heart condition was and that she has, quote, gone to be with God. All right, so this is Nerdy claiming that Nerdy's been told by 2 sources that the second ransom note...
Now, what are his sources, though, I guess? Hey, thanks, got a flight.
You know, this person was demanding Bitcoin and wrote to Harvey plus 2 local stations that the second note apologized, saying they didn't realize how serious Nancy's heart condition was and that she has, quote, gone to be with God. Nerdy goes on to write, quote, according to these sources, investigators believe the message came from the same individuals who previously demanded Bitcoin, though this latest letter reportedly made no demands and was framed solely as an apology.
Well, when you say the latest letter, isn't that the second letter? Isn't that what they're saying?
While this has been validated to Nerdy by 2 independent sources, it has not been publicly released or confirmed by the media. So Nerdy is telling us, and we are telling you, to take it with a grain of salt, put a big old asterisk at the end of it. With all due respect to Nerdy, we don't know Nerdy's agenda. We don't know Nerdy's background. We don't know anything about Nerdy other than the reporting that we've taken.
Right, so why make a video about it?
From this account with citation so far in this case has all proven to be very sound.
It kind of makes sense if you listen to the one where she goes, we understand now. That one. You know, there must have been some kind of something like that they understood now that they're not going to be able to see her alive, you know, get her back alive in that one message.
We decided to...
I don't know, I'm not going to write it off as not being true. It's just, that's not really the greatest source in the world.
Bring it to you. Here to analyze this is James Hamilton. He's a former FBI supervisory special agent who created the FBI's Close Protection School, which is a specialized training program designed for agents to protect high-level individuals. And Maureen O'Connell, a 25-year veteran of the FBI and co-host of the Best Case, Worst Case podcast. Thank you guys so much for being back on.
We got the burrito lady again. All right.
I want to go through a little bit of the timeline here just to...
So let's go to this really quick. So if you listen to that, and then let's just say for a second that it's true that the second note... let's see, where am I? Trying to find which one of these had the full... Is it this one? Oh, yeah. So let's just say that there was a... hey, what do we got here? Oh, look at that. Marty said he'll send 25 in coffee. Same deal that Lisa Valenzuela did a minute ago. And thank God, because we're currently only at about 1/4 of the nightly goal. I mean, that's not good when you're already an hour in. Usually the first, I don't know, some part of the first part you make it there. Or at least get a good start. So if there's 5 people out there that donate $5 or 1 channel membership, Marty will send 25 in by himself to the coffees. So let's just say that Nerdy Attic got it right, and there is somebody. It's true that there was an apology in the second letter. Then, or maybe there's even another letter that they got, and then they said this after that.
We received your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that
this matches that, though.
We can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace.
Say that? Yeah, it's the only way you can have peace is if you know.
We received your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace.
That now 3 days
I think
on
there's
is
actually
reversed.
more to that where she said, and we're willing to pay or something. Yeah, so she said, like, we're willing to pay, so they're willing to pay for that. So maybe that was after that came out. I don't know. If that's true, it's just hard to, Is anybody going to join in on the Marty's challenge that he just did?
Fresh us all and the audience about that second ransom note, right? Nancy was taken on that Sunday, February 1st in the wee hours. That whole week we had ransom notes and we had family responses. And now it seems like ancient history because we're 2 months in. But the ransom note, my team has done the timeline for me. Okay, the first we heard of a ransom note was Tuesday, February 3rd. The first ransom note.
Yeah, I mean, Nerdy Attic puts out a lot of, he does get a lot of stuff out there, and some of it's true and some of it isn't. That's why I just don't really know, I don't have a, like, I don't go, man, he's always onto something. For me, it's sort of like Daily Mail, but a little bit less,
Sent to TMZ and 2 local Tucson stations at 1:12 p.m. The letter demanded $4 million in Bitcoin by Thursday, February 5th.
Hey, thank you, Allie Cake and Scott a Flight. We just need 3 more now.
And then $6 million if the payment didn't come before Monday, February 9th. And then, what was in that note? Well, we don't know. All we know is that they made a demand for ransom, and they had revealed something about Nancy's clothing or something inside the house, allegedly about her watch and maybe a floodlight on the outside that convinced investigators that they should take this note seriously. And the family certainly took it seriously because that was the note in response to which we first saw the family come out. The 3 adult children holding hands, Savannah with the no makeup, very, very dark, talk to her and you'll see, saying the things about Nancy, you should get to know her. And in this day of video manipulation, we need to know that you do have her and, that she's alive. So that was after the first one. Then on Thursday, February 5th, authorities confirm those two ransom deadlines. And later that day, KOLD TV Tucson.
Yeah, it doesn't sound unreasonable, that there was an apology in that next note. But we haven't heard that anywhere. It's definitely something that seems like, you could almost come up with that on your own if you think, oh, we understand now. Because I've always said that the second letter had something in it where it made the family realize that Nancy wasn't alive anymore.
Received a second ransom letter at 5:30 p.m. They said there's no deadline in it. The new note, quote, contains something the senders seem to think will prove to investigators that they're the same people who sent the first note. And then in response to that second note, the family came out the following day on Saturday, February 7th, and they said, we received your message. We understand.
Yeah, that's
we
the
beg
one.
you now to return our
Right.
mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very
Let's see if she gets it here. She never doesn't seem to.
valuable to us, and we will pay. And many of us sat and said, that sounds like they believe Nancy's no longer alive. Return our mother
Okay, well, that's good.
to us so we can celebrate with her. Celebrate being, possibly a term.
It's not
of
just
art.
it's not just a belief. It's a fact that that's what she was saying. It literally is 100% what she was saying at the time. 100%. But hey, you guys, we need 3 more gifted memberships to match Marty's challenge up there.
A celebration of life. Well, they're looking for peace now. Very valuable to us, and we will pay. And that would dovetail with Nerdy's reporting.
Yeah, well, there you go.
That the
See.
second
I
ransom
haven't
note
watched this
was
yet.
more of an apology, but they had Nancy's body and said she's gone to be with God. This is all speculation, but it could dovetail. And it also dovetails, Maureen, with the fact that the family didn't actually pay. Like if that second note suggested Nancy was no longer with us, I don't know that even Savannah Guthrie, who probably does have well over $6 million in the bank, would pay $6 million at that point in the investigation. But I don't know. I'm not sure what to make of this. What do you make of it?
Well, I think that the FBI was probably telling her, without proof of life, do not pay these people. It will never end. Just, let's wait for proof of life and then we'll move forward from there. And if they can't provide proof of life, then we could very well be dealing with the wrong people. It's simple, it seems cold, but it's how these things work, basically. As far as the apology, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I'm interested in the apology because some have speculated online who would apologize. What kind of a kidnapper apologizes for stealing an 84-year-old? And does that tell us anything about who may have done it?
Well, people that apologize, like over 90% of them are female, which is interesting. And then also...
Oh, that's so true in life, too.
It is so true. I hear these young women, I'm sorry. But also, go with God. That's something obviously men and women can say, but it's a...
Thank you, Phyllis. As in, Phyllis Watson.
Comforting. It's designed to comfort the family. Why would hardened criminals that are professionals want to comfort the family? They would probably just be mad that they didn't get their money. But they feel bad.
First of all, just for the record, it's amazing to me. My husband and I have been married 18 years, together 20. He never apologizes. Like, maybe I've heard him apologize like 3 times. It's not that he never takes responsibility. He'll take responsibility, but like the words "I'm sorry" are so rare. Meanwhile, women are constantly like, "Oh, I'm sorry, James. We blame you." That's really where we're going with this.
Yeah,
that's completely
But I bet
fine.
you're not an apologizer.
Yeah, completely fine to blame me and us, and good to see you again. I would say there's a lack of personalization here that I would like to see, and what I mean by that is if Maureen and I are working this up on the big board, you will have all of the specificity that could have been gleaned from all the public information, press conferences, and what have you, drone footage, media, crops, and all I've heard so far is watch, outdoor light. Pacemaker or heart condition, all of this is public knowledge. So if we're going to apologize...
All right, guys, we still need 2 more gifted memberships to match Marty's challenge. We're still tonight just really struggling. We're only at 1/4 of the nightly goal. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, we're getting really close to the end of the month. And we got to finish strong here. I'm trying to be able to get to where I can donate $4,000 total for the month. That would be really cool, but we're just, for some unknown reason tonight, there's no rhyme or reason, tonight is just really struggling along. So if you have the ability to, that would be great. Thanks.
and I'm going to take it seriously. I would have liked to see something like, hey, in the note, we apologize, or I apologize for knocking over the picture in the room, or more specificity. I knocked over the photo of your father. Okay, that would be, okay, we need to take this seriously. Something that's not released to the public. Then...
No, I think it'd be more like the same people that wrote the first ransom note write a second one and say, we're not going to be able, she's not alive anymore, and they just kind of wash their hands of the situation. And then all of the remaining posts and videos that Savannah's made have been out there trying to appeal to the humanity of this person, to let them know where they put her. Okay? Because I think they just took off after that. They let her know, that she's not alive, but they're probably not going to go any further.
Yeah, there might be something to this, but all I'm hearing, Megan, is what scam artists do. They prey upon grief. They prey upon your vulnerability. They're saying anything they can to get paid. It really doesn't move the needle a lot for me.
And yet we know from Savannah yesterday that she believes whoever wrote those notes is the kidnapper.
Yeah, I don't know if they ever caught that second
Think about
person,
this.
that
In
other
2006, $20,000 equaled roughly 33 ounces, 989 rating with the...
Okay, that's it. All right, so we have that, and then let's see what this other person... This is one of the ones that Bourne sent me. This is one of the news channels, I guess.
All right, my next guest tonight is the evening news anchor at KOLD 13 News in Tucson, Arizona. Her station received the ransom note through an email that the FBI is now seriously investigating. Mary Coleman, it's great to have you here. So this was emailed, like, was it to a tip line, or was it addressed to anybody in particular?
Yeah, so our newsroom has just that, a tip line that anyone can send any email to, and that's how we received it. And something important to note, because I know a lot of people were saying, oh, how easy it should be to be able to trace it from an email address.
Hey, thanks, Katie's Corner.
Well, the way our system works is it can be submitted anonymously. So then there's a reason for that. We want people to be comfortable, submitting any news tips for any stories in the Tucson area. And in this case, that's exactly what happened. It was submitted anonymously.
I don't know what that means, Big Darren. I'd be okay of you to be there. What? I'll rewatch more of it later. Don't worry about the trolls putting your account in the thread. It'd be okay of you to be there. I don't even know what that means, man. No idea. But yeah, if you missed the beginning of the show, I have to get the FBI involved now, because we've got somebody that hacked into my Twitter account because I foolishly didn't have it under, two-factor authentication. And it was a password that was really old that I used to use on every single site, like, hey. And I just didn't change it over there, and it was already breached. I've already seen it. Like, I was sent that password has been breached out there. So these clowns went out and got that, and then they, made it look like I was liking comments on various Reddit pages. So what they want me to do is get, if you guys see the Facebook posts or anywhere out there where they're trying to share it around, just make sure to do a screenshot with the person's name who's doing it and then forward it to me. All right, that would be great. Thank you. Good stuff. All right, well, looks like you guys reached Marty's challenge, but we're still just way just having a really poor night. So I don't know how to get it on track, but I'd appreciate it.
And we gave everything over to Pima County Sheriff. It can be submitted anonymously. So then there's a reason for that. We want people to be comfortable, submitting any news tips for any stories in the Tucson area. And in this case, that's exactly what happened. It was submitted anonymously, and we gave everything over to Pima County Sheriff's Department to try and figure out where exactly this came from.
Did you actually read the entire note?
I did.
So this lady read the whole note. Hey, thanks, Betty Black, and looks like Tony stole Jim Lawn's identity. Hold on, where is it?
Point
Oh, there you go.
The FBI confirmed that there was a deadline of 5 p.m. Mountain Time tonight. What
Thanks,
did the
Betty
note threaten
Black
if
and
payment
Jim.
wasn't made?
I can't speak to that. I will say that, there are obviously, it's a consequential letter. There are things that they say will happen if these deadlines aren't met. And I have been refreshing my email constantly over the last 41 minutes to see if we get anything new from them. Because again, as they said, that first deadline was at 5, and then we have another one coming up in a couple of days. So our eyes are on our email to see if we get anything new, as are, I'm sure, some of the other newsrooms that received that letter as well.
How long was the note?
Not very long, Elizabeth, just a couple of sentences, I would say, a short paragraph, but enough in there to alarm someone who is reading it, I would say, especially obviously with the circumstances. And now knowing and seeing that Pima County Sheriff's Department confirmed that the blood on the doorstep that you all just showed was indeed that of Nancy Guthrie.
Did you know as soon as you read it, did you think this is for real?
No, there's no new ransom. We're just kind of going over the original stuff because there's new, like Savannah mentioned that they believe that the first 2 were real. So, it's sort of more interesting now to go back and sort of figure out what we know about the ransom letters. And, I've always said that the second one is what made them believe that she wasn't alive anymore, and that's why Savannah did that TikTok. And and then today, apparently, if it's true or not, we don't know. But hey, thanks, Marty, for doing that. Appreciate it. But apparently, if Nerdy Addict's information's true, the second letter said it was like an apology for what happened to Nancy, and then that's why Savannah and the family did that one really short one where they were just willing to pay to get her body back, is basically the whole gist of that one.
Initially, I would say the first couple of sentences, not necessarily. It could have gone either way, but the more we read and the more detail was given, including the amount and, again, those deadlines, that's what was really crucial. And as well as some of those details that the FBI revealed were in there, including, the Apple Watch and things like that, that others wouldn't know. That's when we,
Was there anything beside the Apple Watch and the floodlights? Because as
well, they might, like, let's say you're doing you're just messaging and they're waiting for another response, and then they just say, they sort of meant for her to be alive. Well, let's just say it like this. Let's say the person who kidnapped her wasn't expecting her to not be alive, and originally, when they sent the first note, maybe Nancy was still alive somewhere. And then when they sent the second one, she already had died, and now they're like, I don't know. I don't know if it's, if they're going to apologize or whatever, but maybe you would if you weren't somebody that was doing it like you're just this evil person. You were more just trying to get the money part of it, and now that's not working. You sort of feel bad because of the other messages that you've seen. I don't know. It's possible. You just never know, man. You've seen weirder things in cases. That's for sure. I don't feel like I'm grumpy. I'm just going over the cases.
you may know if you've been listening.
Sure what the hell you're talking about. You seem like a nut job.
Our Brian Enton asked about this, and the FBI admitted they weren't sure first of all, do you remember exactly when the note came in?
We received the note Monday evening. That's when our newsroom received that note.
Monday night, Arizona time, you got the note. We need to check other sources. I know that around that time, there were also reports beginning to emerge that she was wearing an Apple Watch that had been disconnected. And also, anybody who was looking at sort of video that all the news networks were taking of...
It was 11:56 and 12:03. That was when... So 11:56... the family arrives over at Nancy Guthrie's house. And then 12:03 they called the sheriff's department. So for Megyn Kelly to make it seem like, oh my God, how come they didn't call Savannah until later in the evening? What a joke. Jesus. Oh, well, thanks, Phyllis. I mean, Phyllis and others are always helping out all the time. Anyways, you don't have to, but I appreciate it. Could just make it one of those crappy nights, I guess. How did they send the note? Well, Phyllis was going to do a 5 for 5-er, she said, where she'll donate 5 memberships all by herself if 5 individual 1 memberships are donated. So that'd be cool. Or $5 super chat or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Nancy Guthrie's home might have seen that there was a floodlight. In other words, are those the only 2 details, or was there more?
Floodlights are back here.
There were some additional details included in there, and we're going to wait to see if law enforcement decides to release that information. Frankly, we weren't sure that they were even going to release what they did today, so that's why we're speaking.
Thanks, South Texas Guy and Betty Black.
Freely about it. We don't want to be compromising this investigation at all. Of course, the main concern is getting Nancy home, and we want to do what we can to help ensure that she gets home safely.
Was there we just watched a video that just came out a few minutes ago from Cameron Guthrie, and that came after the video 23 hours ago from Savannah and Guthrie speaking mostly. Her sister Annie said a few words, and Cameron was there as well. But in both the videos, last night's and tonight's, they make a direct plea, tell us how to communicate with you. Was there any communication protocol in the ransom note that you read?
Nothing whatsoever, and I think that's why they're, going so heavily in this direction to try and plead to anyone to get in contact with them. So that
I think they sent the messages in their anonymous tip line or something, or the email.
They can, again, get that proof of life, but just establish that line of communication, because there isn't that right now between anyone. And if these deadlines that they've been given are accurate, then time is of the essence, and they want their mother home safely.
And I'm assuming they made a demand for money or bitcoins. TMZ reported it was bitcoins, millions of dollars in bitcoins, to be deposited in a certain account.
Yeah, I can't share the information as far as how much or where they wanted that to be placed, but I can say, because today the FBI did confirm it was Bitcoin.
I should start making, I do a a Twitter page, and start saying, hey, 2 of my sources are telling me, and just come up with something really absurd. And then maybe I'll make it onto Megyn Kelly's show. That'd be great. Marty said, I'll join Phyllis if you don't mind. I'll send Gray $25 in coffee if we get the 5 gifted memberships. Wow. So that's like a 3 for 1-er. So I guess we just need 2 more gifted channel memberships, you guys. And it'll be 3 for 1 on all of your parts. Pretty cool. Thank you.
Our letter as well was a request for Bitcoin.
All right, Mary Coleman from the great Tucson station KOLD 13. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.
Yeah, so there you go. There's that. All right, let's see what this article said. That didn't entice 2 people to help support the channel. My God, that's such a great thing. Savannah Guthrie, first interview since the disappearance of her mother. Nancy Guthrie suggests how the abduction of 84-year-old woman may have occurred. Former FBI agent, Jennifer Coffindaffer again. Oh boy, here we go. The Today Show co-host told her colleague and friend, Hoda Kotib, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, in the interview, which aired on Thursday, that the back door of her mother's Arizona home were found propped open. The back doors. Now, you know, I don't know if we're ever going to get the answer to what does that mean. Does it mean that on one door there's a, you know, the door itself and then maybe the screen door, so both of them are propped open? I mean, it's kind of weird to prop open two different doors in the same. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. Let's see. The Today Show co-host told her colleagues and friends, that they were propped open. She also said her mother had been living with tremendous pain that limited her mobility, so she and her siblings immediately knew that the older woman hadn't wandered off. The doors were propped open and there was blood on the front doorstep, and the Ring camera had been yanked off, and so we were saying, this is not okay. Something is very wrong here, Savannah Guthrie said. All right, guys, we need one more gifted membership up there to reach the 10, 5 more gifted back and then 5 coffees. The doors were propped open and there was blood on the front doorstep, also inside the front door there. And the Ring camera had been yanked off, and so we were saying this is not okay. Coveneffer told Newsweek the remarks indicated that the perpetrator or perpetrators made entry through the back door, left it open, after forcibly taking Nancy Guthrie out through the front door. Well, I wouldn't say after. What would make you think that was after? I think they opened it up, probably as they were going in, and then propped it open just in case somebody showed up. They could just run right out the door and get the hell out of there. Last month, the FBI released surveillance footage from a doorbell camera showing a masked man whom they called a suspect. Yeah, we already know that. Authorities believe the 84-year-old was kidnapped, and that drops of her blood were found on the front porch. The context. Okay. Coveneffer said, jeez, you guys, this is... There you go. It's like swimming upstream when you have to buy your own memberships to reach the goals. But there's one right there. All right. Hey, we did the 5. All right. Yay. Okay. What to know? Coveneffer said she believed the back door were likely left open by perpetrator or perpetrators. If it was propped open because that's the verbiage she used, could that be so that him, porch guy, and any other perpetrator could make it in that door following the other person? What? If it was propped open because that's the verbiage she used, could that be so that porch guy and any other perpetrator could make it in that door following the other person? What the hell does that even mean? She was removed out the front door. Hey, thank you, Phyllis Watson. Because that makes a lot of sense. I just said it didn't make any sense. Oh, okay, so you're telling us it makes a lot of sense, therefore it does, right? Because that makes a lot of sense to me that you would want to be able to go in and out. It doesn't make any sense to me that she purposely propped the door open in advance of this because of all the wildlife. Well, there's also a huge fence around her house. I doubt a cougar's jumping over the fence to go inside of her home. She said that she long believed that the perpetrator or perpetrators entered the property through the back. Well, it's not just believing that. We've all said that. I've said that since day one. I know you guys are Johnny-come-latelys. It was really clear and obvious right at the beginning. And a lot of these people just, it doesn't make sense to them when they talk. And then later on they go, ooh, wow, we now know that they went into the back of the house. Yeah, we know. That's why at 212, a camera back there likely picked up the motion. That's just my interpretation of the information. That at 212, the camera on top of the pool house is what filmed the suspect about to go into the home. Well, I don't understand. Do you guys even understand this? If it was propped open, because that's the verbiage that was used, could that be so that porch guy and any other perpetrator, a second person, could make it in that door following the other person? What? What does that mean? I mean, wouldn't you just... I get what I think what they're saying is, okay, so one of them enters the home first, and then later somebody else goes in. But why would you need to prop it open? These doors aren't automatically locking doors. They are just doors that you can unlock and lock. Man, it's just wild, man. It's just like coming up with something to come up with something. She said that she long believed that the perpetrator or perpetrators entered the property through the back doors, since there were no signs of forced entry at the front door. I've always said that the porch guy went around specifically to disable that camera, so she could be taken out the front. Yeah, of course you've always said that. You haven't. I know you haven't. I've been putting this stuff... How long have I been saying that the person went to the front door to remove that camera specifically because the vehicle is going to be parked right in the front of the house? I bet you I said that on the 3rd of February. Maybe, as soon as... Well, I don't know if it was the 3rd. As soon as the video came out, the first day that we were able to analyze it, that's what I said. So now, everybody miraculously has the same exact thought. It's amazing. So they only had to touch it once. I don't know what you're saying, but what I was saying was that the oh, you mean the door? I don't even think there was two people. I just think the door was left open so they could sprint out if something happened, jump over the fence and get out of there. Instead of running over and then opening the door, and then, it's a lot slower. I've always said that the porch guy, she's trying to really hard to get that name into the lexicon. Bridge guy. She wants to be the porch guy and creator. Went around specifically to disable that camera so she could be taken out the front. She said, Coffindaffer believed that the suspect seen in the surveillance footage used a walkie-talkie to summon the car. Yeah, see, she never said that until just recently. And that's what we said on the show. I mean, this is so amazing, That's what we just said. We've been saying this for probably as a possibility for like 4 days, that it's possible, if there is a second person, that thing in his pocket's a walkie-talkie, and then once he got in the house and he corralled Nancy and was about to take her out, he gets on the walkie-talkie, then the car pulls up, still making it necessary to remove that camera so it wasn't filming the car. Yeah, they only had to touch it once when they ran in, yeah. All right, so currently, right now, we are at, let's see, About 67% of the minimum nightly goal. So I don't know. Maybe this is just one of those nights. All right, let's see. What do we got here? So continuing on. A neighbor, I've always said that the porch guy went around specifically to disable the camera so she could be taken out of the front. She said Coffindaffer believed that the suspect seen in the surveillance footage used a walkie-talkie to summon the car that came and when she was taken out. Hey, thank you, Chris Cotine, maybe. Is it Cotine? Chris Cotine? Or Cotine? That's kind of a cool name. Anyways, thank you. Appreciate it. And by the way, you know that little picture you got next to my your face there, Chris? You see that? The membership thing. It was so weird. It was so weird. It looks like me. Like, look in the chat really quick. Let's see, where is that? Oh, do I even have it in there? I don't think it's in there. Hold on, let me look over here. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, this one right here. That's me. See that? The visor and my goatee and like a black jacket. You see that little miniature picture there? But the thing is that wasn't really what happened there. That's not me. We were just covering a case one time, and then there was this locked gate with a rusted lock on it, and I zoom in, and immediately, because of pareidolia, my eye went, oh my god, that looks like me. It's got the goatee and everything, and it was just rust on a lock. But then I cut it out, and it's so funny. It's just how it looks sort of like me. In case you were wondering. All right. Let's see. All right, and then it says, a neighbor of Nancy Guthrie previously said the suspect would not have been able to forcibly enter through the front door, which had a security gate. And by the way, thanks again up there, Marty, for that second deal there. Enter through the front door, which had a security gate, and may have been waiting for an accomplice or accomplices who were already inside to open it. Yeah, but see, that doesn't make sense then. Because now, when did you get on the walkie-talkie to get a hold of the car? Coffindaffer also said Savannah Guthrie remarks that her mother suffered from tremendous pain and limited mobility. She said, was it too much stress to handle? That's what I think. I think that's what she died. I don't think she died from that bleeding, whatever made her bleed. I think it was just the situation was so overwhelming for somebody in her fragile state, you know. I could tell you one of the biggest things you hear with people is non-perfusion. In other words, when they're stressed, when they're in fear, they're in pain, all that causes them to hypoperfuse, meaning their blood pressure drops, their pulse increases, their respiration increases, all causing the lack of perfusion. And so she just would have been in such a great grave terror and stress that could cause somebody to not only pass out but to expire. I could that makes sense to me, that part. All right, what people are saying. Savannah Guthrie said in the interview, we thought that she must have had some kind of medical episode in the night, and that somehow the paramedics had come, had... Well, that's just them thinking that because the doors were propped open, And come because the back doors were propped open, and that didn't make any sense. We thought maybe they came and there was a stretcher and they took her out the back, but her phone was there and her purse was there and all her things, and it just didn't make any sense. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos said in an interview with KOLD on Monday, we have so much in front of us, and we believe we have good evidence in front of us. Will that dry up? Could I be wrong? Absolutely. Anything is possible, but we're not giving up. Yeah, so that's basically it there. All right. I think if we had one more challenge, we'd get to that minimum goal level. It wouldn't be the level where I donate the 5, but I think we're at, let's see, 1205 or something. Hey, thanks, Lisa. I was looking at the wrong screen over here. Well, what's funny is that on StreamYard it's red, and the red ones are the hundreds. But I was like, wow, was that 99? And then it's funny how StreamYard makes the dollar ones red. All right, you guys want to look at the... There's a... I don't know. I was going to maybe do call-ins, but I'm not really into it. I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's enough people to be... well, maybe. How about we'll try call-ins for like 20 minutes. See what happens, if people call in or not. All right, there it is. Let's see what happens. Call in and discuss what you think all this new information means. I mean, it matches pretty much, so the thing that Nerdy Addict's saying, I mean, I didn't really think of them saying an apology. I just thought whatever they wrote in the second message is why it confirmed to the Guthries that Nancy wasn't alive. Is there like a challenge going on here? And then it sounds like... See, the FBI originally, they thought that those two were legit. And then they were... I mean, there was a couple things. It was the floodlight, which is right back here, and then it was damaged, and then there was an Apple Watch still in the house, and apparently that was mentioned. And then they weren't sure at the time if that had already been in the media. Yeah, she can make something really small into a huge story. I mean, that's just what they do. That's why I don't like when I'm on court TV or something, and I have to be one of the talking head types where I'm just sort of, ruminating about a new piece of information. I like to know what I, really believe in something. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to call in. All right, we'll see what happens, you guys. We got a long ways to go. We'll need like 50 of those. I could do a... well, here you go, Bengal. I'm putting it in there. There's your... Oops. There you go. You can do the StreamYard one. I'll turn off the phone. I want to do this Lover's Lane case that we covered in 2020. That was solved, though. I actually even forgot about it. Wait, why does it look like that? I added more to it. God dang it. Yeah, where in the hell did that go? I'm gonna have to go check somewhere else. I gotta go look for this thing now. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I gotta do this before I do anything. I hate when I put the files somewhere, but not apparently in a place where I'm gonna be able to find it. Wonder where I put those things. It's weird. Alright, I found those again. Oh man, I hate this because I have to turn off, but on my audio it's got to be shifted and... No wait, I don't have to do that. Alright, what's going on, Raven?
Good evening, everyone. It's evening over there, right? Yeah, it's night time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 1:30 p.m. here. No, 1:55. There you go. What's going on? You just...
Well, I don't know. You're calling in. You're the one that's got something to say.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, I do think we've got quite a bit. Wait, is there an echo? Is it just me?
I don't know. I don't really want to work with it.
Okay. That's See, live streaming is hard. It's like, like her new interview definitely has given us quite a bit of insight, like you said, into the meaning behind the first two. So the first two ransom or whatever notes being real, and it's very obvious, like you said in that second interview, that they were all crying and but I don't know, like the most important thing to me in the interview, which I think you probably have talked about, but I don't see many people talking about. She said, like, we have nothing, or we know nothing. And I thought by extension that also means the police, and that they really do have nothing. Like I can't remember which, but if it's in part 1 or part 2, but isn't that what she said?
I don't remember her saying. It was some. Yeah, it was.
We know nothing.
I don't know. I don't remember her. I don't remember her saying that, but she could have. You know.
I just found that part because I remember when just after I watched it, I think I emailed you. I'll look up. I'll find where it is exactly. So maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I remember at the time thinking, "Oh,
no, wait, jeez, wow, hold on." Oh, this thing just started playing by itself over here. All right, go ahead.
See, live streaming hard. Yeah, she I guess I don't know. Maybe it was a slip of the tongue, but it just sounded like they really do have nothing, and that's what it feels like. Right, it's cold, there's no press conferences. Well, it seems cold. And we were all sort of hoping that they have something going on behind the scenes, but I don't think they do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we can just hope that there's something that they're onto, like a trail. But when you listen to Savannah, it doesn't seem like she's aware if they are. She might be a little different. She might not. She might have even chosen not to do the interviews if they were really on to something. Because she made it sound like, just do the right thing. Come forward. It's almost as if they have no clue.
Yeah, like they just have no idea. And I'm thinking, in my mind, that second message where after they were the one that made them very sad could have just been, she's dead. But if there was an apology in it, like they're sort of hinting at with this quote unquote leak, whatever, it does sort of make sense. But that does change the profile quite a bit of who's done it. I don't know. I think with how big the case was, the body is like just a liability at that point, isn't it? So.
Yeah, I think you aren't going to want to keep giving more and more attempts for the FBI to track you down when a person's dead and you're going to get felony murder and maybe the death penalty.
Yeah, exactly. But he had to have thought that the case was going to be big when he did it. So I don't know. It's still just if there was no address or no way for them to give the money. I know there was a Bitcoin wallet, but that stuff's so easily trackable that it's ridiculous. So I don't know. The ransom still doesn't seem altogether feasible, but the apology sort of makes the ransom seem more like it is what
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Yeah.
It could be true,
If they've apologized, it does sort of make sense that it's just someone who thought they were smart, go and get this ransom somehow, and then they kind of apologize to them. They didn't really want to kill her, and my theory is that she fell, and I'm guessing just at the door while he's trying to manipulate the front of the, I know not to, you guys say don't overthink, but if he wasn't punched, then falling sort of makes sense.
What do you think the wording was on the "we know nothing"? Because I can't find this program. My Adobe makes it takes transcript of it, and I'm looking for it.
If you look at I know I email you a lot,
but we don't know. Well, it does say, that would make sense, but we don't know. Or let's see. We still don't know. Honestly, we don't know any. Oh yeah, that's probably it.
There it is.
Right,
Okay.
Probably right here. Let me just see.
So I had the words wrong.
Let me play it. You can't hear it, but well, nobody can hear it. Hold on a second. Oh God, that's why I hate doing. I like the phone works so much better now. I think.
Yeah, because it sounds clear too when you. I'll just have to get Skype or something. Maybe that's what I used to do.
Yeah, they got rid of Skype.
Oh really?
Yeah. I'm gonna play it, but you're just gonna have to deal with your echo or whatever, or put it away from your head or something. All right, here it is.
Yeah, maybe. But I knew that.
Okay, hold on. Let me play it again.
Not. I mean, we still don't know. Honestly, we don't know anything. No. We don't know anything. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
That it's because
I guess I remember that now.
she's my mom, and somebody thought, oh, that girl, that lady has money. We can make a quick buck. I mean, that would make sense, but we don't know. But yeah, that's probably, which is too much to bear.
Yeah, well, she's saying like they don't really know anything.
So yeah, we don't know anything. Yeah. I haven't seen that many people kind of referring to that part. Like, you know, all the other parts interesting, yes, but that part to me was like, oh, that's not good. And we don't know anything. It's like, surely the police would have them in the loop. You know?
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Well, I hope, I don't know. To me, it just seems like law enforcement doesn't tell family member everything. I mean, remember the Delphi case? They hardly knew anything the whole time. They weren't kept in the loop or anything for all those years. They knew some stuff. They watched the video because they wanted to have them say what they heard. But, you know, I guess sometimes it's like that. They don't say anything. And maybe they would specifically not want to say it to somebody, you know, like Savannah, who's works for, you know, NBC, who, you know, she might tell them, hey, listen, I'll tell you some, you know, and then it gets out there, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like, with stepping back, I mean, you see the odd comment about someone saying something stupid, like, oh, it's about me, and making it about her, but most people are commenting something pretty, you know, poor Savannah. Like, I think everyone can kind of put themselves in her shoes and go, man, like, no one would wish that on anyone, because everyone's got a mother, most people.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I don't know, that's horrible, man. Like, that's, and all power to her for coming back and kind of talking about strength through grief, which is not letting it overtake you, but using it to empower you. But Nancy came back from her husband dying, like they had the body. So Savannah's is a bit different. She can't just, like you said many times, you can't just move on if there's no closure. But yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, well, when you have a missing person, you're like, for the rest of your life, you're not able to really, it's hard to really enjoy anything. Because every moment there's always that lingering thought, you know, that they're missing. And, you know, but if you have their body and they die, you can always, you bury them, and then after a while, it just sort of becomes like that's what happened, but now you at least know where they're at, and you can say goodbye and that kind of thing.
Yeah, which is huge. Like, it's massive. It's like if you, I don't know, lose a pet. Like if you have a pet that dies from cancer or something, very sad, but you get that closure. But if you just have a cat that is taken by a coyote, or we had a cat once that mum came back from holiday, it was just gone. And there were a few cats around the neighborhood that weekend that were just gone. And it's hard, man. Like, you just know, like, you don't know what happened, or if it was like at another house, or running by a car, or stolen for dog attacks, or, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of pretty much a nightmare, really.
Yeah, so that's, you wouldn't wish it on your worst enemy, and I think that's why the case is still so big, despite Savannah.
Yeah, because it's just so weird. I mean, every day, if you just sort of go, and you just look at it and go, whoa. So this older lady just got taken from her home in the middle of the night, and nobody knows really 100% why or anything at this point. It's just sort of, you know, I mean, we have theories and whatnot, you know, but I think, you know, I am almost certain, I mean, literally to the point where that they went to the house to abduct Nancy Guthrie, and they did that, and that's why they removed the camera from the front door, because they knew they were going to be parking right there as they removed her out of the house. That's what I know. I feel like that is like just a reality. Those elements right there. And so what the reasoning for them abducting her, I guess we don't know the answer to that currently, but I think it's a abduction for ransom that went wrong, and she died, and they didn't expect her to die, and they were willing to take the risk of being caught for the millions of dollars of money, and then they would get like 15 or 20 years if they were arrested, or even less, probably. You know how that shit works.
Yeah.
However, she died, and now they were kind of tried a little something, then they go, you know what, we got to get the hell out of this, and they just washed their hands of the whole situation.
Yeah, because at that time, it was literally one of the biggest cases of all time. And, like, you're just like, you'd be in, oh, God mode. But, like, oh, no. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not joking. Like, you would be panicking because literally every eye in the world possible pretty much is on you, And dumping a body's not that easy. And that car with a lot of blood in it. But he also planned a lot. He could have wrapped that thing up in plastic.
Okay, look at Betty Black just did a "Who wants to do a $50 for $50 challenge?"
Oh, there you
come
go.
on, you guys, come on, we can do it.
I like the round number.
Yeah, I gotta donate my $5 here in a minute, but that'd be pretty
$50. You want to donate $50? It's not really that much.
See, that good. He was just doing it without the New Zealand / Australian accent. All right.
It's hard to just slip into it. Like the R's are the hardest. Yeah, see, that gives me away every time. It's the R's.
See, nobody wants to listen. As soon as you sound with the American accent, people are like, "Oh, who the hell's this guy?" Screw this. But man, you get the Aussie accent, everybody's like, "Wow,"
Yeah, the Canadian girl accent's really like the best accent for me, and Irish, obviously, but Canadian. But yeah, I don't know why.
Huh.
There you go. Yeah.
Hey, Cheryl Annie said she has 20 on it, you guys. So, holy crap, man! Well, look at Phyllis Watson did the 50. She said, you know what she said? She said, "Betty, I'm your Huckleberry." Man, I've watched Tombstone like 40 times in the last 2 months. It's just on all the time, and every time it's on, I got to keep watching it just to get to those last scenes. It's just ridiculous what happens in those.
R.I.P. Val Kilmer. He's a very good actor.
Yeah, and there's Betty Black. Well, thank you guys. Wow, that was very kind of you guys. Hold on.
Yeah, here's the other thing. Oh, sorry, you go.
No, go ahead. I was just going to gift 5 memberships.
Oh, yeah, well, let that sink in. I was going to say, I think, because, like, remember America's Most Wanted? It was, like, basically one of the first semi-reality shows. Mm-hmm. And the host of that was, I forget his name, but his son was murdered, maybe abducted and murdered. So he had like a personal tragedy, And they solved a lot of crimes.
I think his kid, didn't his kid get abducted and get his head cut off or something?
Something bad. Like it wasn't like he went to the interview and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're a good."
I think he thinks it's that the really famous serial killer that never really killed a lot of people. Wasn't his name like the other guy, not O'Toole, but the other guy?
That's right, because they sort of did think it was, they knew, kind of, but never proved it. But yeah, like that show went for a lot of years, very popular as part of the culture. Sort of, like imagine Savannah Guthrie, who's got this personal tragedy, and she would just be like an amazing host for something like that. I don't know, maybe that's how you could move forward.
I want to say thanks to Phyllis Watson and Betty Black up there. You guys, that was really kind of you guys. Thank you. But yeah, I think it was, who's the guy? Henry Lee Lucas, I think. Isn't that the guy that Because, see, Henry Lee Lucas is a fraud. I don't even know if he killed any. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know who he killed or anything, but he took credit for. They used him as a clearinghouse. Like, they get somebody to show up, and then they'd say something like, mention a name or something, and then, give them a few pieces of information. Then you'd have the big time, the law enforcement from Texas or whatnot show up, and then he goes, yeah, and he'd have specific information, and then they would clear cases. Now they've put back in a ton of the cases, like made them open again of his, because he made up all that shit. None of it was real. He said he killed like 500 people, and it's really like, if he did any, it was like 2, Hey, thanks. What is it? Charlotte? Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Solve this case.
Those kind of guys are.
Yeah,
all about.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say those kind of guys are all about manipulation and power, and I guess once you're locked up, that's the only thing they have left is to just lie or.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I got to tell you, there was so many times I covered cases, and then in the like while you're covering the case, you read through the later articles, and it'll say, "Hey, they think that maybe it was Henry Lee Lucas," and then like so many of them, it's ridiculous. And then later on, it'll say, "Well, he wasn't involved. They decided." It's ridiculous. Hey, thanks again, Betty Black. Wow, you guys, you just made it into a good night. Just like that. It was just struggling along,
That's all you need sometimes, just to, and like it's sometimes people, I think, watch and kind of forget that they need to maybe participate every now and then. It's a small thing, and you can do tax write-offs in terms of donations we can do $120, I think, in Australia.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, you don't get it all back, but you get all, so.
Yeah, well, here we get, at the end of the year, my channel, my income is where the donations come from, so I get to write off some, but it doesn't, people think it's like, oh, wow, he makes back the whole, and it's just not even close, man. It's like ridiculous. Yeah, like if you donate $40,000, you maybe get back 8 or 9.
Maybe.
Like you don't get it back. I mean, it's just you don't have to pay that much more in taxes.
Yeah, it's like an offset thing potentially.
Yeah,
I think you end up
ridiculous.
getting like 10%, maybe if you're lucky. Like if you just tried to say, "Oh, this is what I got back," which is maybe it helps to cover tax basically. Because you still have to pay tax on.
Yeah, but like I'm trying to make it so it's been really difficult lately to get my videos to be seen enough where they may actually generate ad revenue. I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, the last one, it got 2,000 views total. That's it, and it just died and collapsed. And I don't know what down.
You know why, right?
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, maybe.
No. Yeah, that. But like AI is decimating the platform because if you're YouTube and AI is free, like they still have to get revenue, but it's just less.
Those AI videos are so crappy, It's like they just sit there and they have this whole storyline, and it's not even like sometimes I don't know. I've seen them when it's not even real. It's fake. It's not bull BS information.
Basically, so you can't discern that, and sometimes you can be watching something and then you just hear the cadence of the AI. So that's what usually gives it away. You're like, oh my god, but that just means they're getting better. So it's kind of, but yeah, views are down across the board. So it's hard. Is it My Genealogy or There's one of them that sponsors a lot of videos. And you must get emails, or you're a pretty.
I get some
medium-sized
emails,
channel, so.
but they're not really ones that they're not even related to anything. I think it would. I think I would do something with the genealogy, getting people to do ancestry or something. That'd be kind of cool,
Because you can start out just doing an affiliate link, and then I think how it works is if they saw that your link gets a few hits, then maybe you get an extra sponsorship link, which is like a 15%, a higher discount.
I would like to convince people once they get their Ancestry.com, though, is to download the raw data and upload it to GEDmatch.
Yeah,
I think that's like the key thing. I mean, it's cool to be on Ancestry just to see your own thing, but you upload it to GEDmatch, and it's pretty much private. Like all you have is an email. There's like an email or something, and then I mean, you're putting it out there really for people to put together family trees to find lost relatives or adoptions or even a criminal in these cases. So you're just sort of, you could help put together a link somewhere. That's why I've always said that you need to, in the prison system, they've already got the DNA for CODIS. So they need, at the same moment in time, have a deal with Ancestry.com and say, listen, for each inmate, we'll send you, for $50, they're going to spit into a container, and all you're going to do is send the raw data back to us, and then we'll upload it to GEDmatch. So for every one of these people that's in prison, it would be hugely diverse, too, in population and geography. And I think it would be a massive help to law enforcement to, since you're already collecting their DNA to put into CODIS, upload it to GEDmatch, and it's maybe those accounts are for law enforcement. Well, they don't have to be just for law enforcement use, because even people looking for family, that'll help build out trees and whatnot. So it's just, it would be a huge, huge help. It'd be amazing. You'd have millions more profiles, and a lot of times criminals have other criminals in the family, and there's probably a better chance that you'll get a hit, a relative in there.
That's true. Like you could probably bribe a few criminals with the money. Well, not bribe. Maybe that's.
Oh, what do you mean? What do you
most
mean?
of them will be.
What do you mean? I don't even know what you're saying.
Like, are you meaning that they would have to agree to send?
No, you know how right now, currently, when you have criminals put into prison, in our country, they upload their DNA to CODIS. For. I don't know if I said that earlier, but yeah, CODIS, where it allows you, you can identify them with the 24 markers. But what I would say at the same time that you're collecting that DNA, have a deal set up with Ancestry where you send them off a spit tube, and then they convert it. They get the DNA and they just convert it into the raw data, and they're not even put onto Ancestry. It's just to create the raw data file, and then you send it off to, you immediately upload it. That's part of whoever's process it is. You upload it to GEDmatch. Now you have millions of people that are in prison, and very diverse of all different races, etc., and all across the country put into GEDmatch. It would be a massive help. I mean, it would be amazing.
It would be, but I'm guessing it's a First Amendment issue. If it's a private company getting the DNA data, and like the government can get your, say, hey, you're arrested and you can't vote and you can't own a gun, and what's your DNA? But I don't think that then they could then mandate that you have to give consent for that to go to a private company, because you're still an individual under the Constitution. Well, you're still an American citizen if you are one.
I just think that since they're already getting their DNA to do comparisons, what would be the difference? It just means it would help build a tree out.
Because the private company has access to it. But do they have access to CODIS?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, I would just say, well, maybe you would make it then where GEDmatch is only for law enforcement use. Let's see, 100,000. What are you referring to, Charlotte? She said, I asked AI about the private plane dispatch on February 1st. What private plane? To Mexico.
To fly home to Mexico,
to fly home to Mexico, and then it said, the person whom Googled Nancy in December and January lives in Junction, Colorado. you have upon thousands of hundreds, thousands views or something. I don't know. What are you saying there, Charlotte?
Well, if you know that, you should
Oh,
get
I
the
don't know.
reward.
Yeah, don't call it. You don't need to call her a nutter. We're just, we're just having a conversation. Maybe you can explain that better, Charlotte.
Wait, I didn't say nutter. I said reward.
No, not you. I was reading
Okay.
Lisa's comment.
I said,
Her
and the
welcoming
accent, you know.
a private plane to Puerto Rico, Puerto Vallarta, private to Mexico. But what is it at? Do you think she got loaded up on a plane? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think she would be a very good pilot, to be honest.
Uh-huh.
Well, no, I'm joking.
Come on, Lisa. Though you gotta be a little bit more. Just let her throw it out there. That's what I'm saying. Come on. Yeah, I mean, we don't. I want it to be in here where people can type in stuff, even if we don't think it makes sense.
Yeah, you need it to be free and open. It's like
Right. What I don't like is when the trolls try to take over with the same, the repetitive stuff. Then it's like, forget it.
Yeah, it's a fine line. It's a fine line. But I love debate, and like too many people get too like antsy about just I don't know. You need to be able to just talk back and forth. Say you work stuff out.
I was watching, Paramount Tactical, that guy that he was sort of at the same time when we were doing, like the Butler shooting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, he does more political, but he's been doing the Charlie Kirk thing ever since way back then. But the thing is he's doing it because he's really combating like Candace Owens and everything, and it's amazing how far away the whole thing has gone from like the obvious Tyler Robinson being. I think we should do a show pretty soon where we go back over that all again. I think it's interesting every time. But.
You actually just reminded me. I never got to say this because I don't think I was calling it at the time, and I know you were sort of annoyed at the beginning. But I'm gonna claim it. Remember how they were on the bullet? They said the engraving was OWO. Everyone's like, oh yeah, OWO. And I was
I
like,
remember that.
It's UWU, UWU because
I know we even said that you were the one that came up with the right wording.
Yeah,
I
wasn't watching many lives of it. Yeah, well, thank you. But I found it interesting because I only knew because in the drone world there are a lot of trans people for whatever reason, and like uwu is some weird like call that they use, and it was just very obvious to me that he was because in that culture, unfortunately, there's a lot of beautiful people who are trans who aren't insane, but then. There are a lot of like absolutely batshit crazy, insane people. There's one of them, legitimately, who like tried to steal the entire open source project I'm a part of. Like I'm talking, we had to get lawyers and it cost like 40 grand to get the trademarks back from this person who was anyway. The drugs, like some of them are just batshit crazy already, and so.
But what I was going to say was,
I think I got distracted.
Well, on that show was that, he's just talking to this. Today he did like a 5-hour. I couldn't believe it. I checked back in later, where there's this guy who's just. It doesn't matter what you tell him, he's just going to keep saying the same stuff. I was like, I was sitting there and I could just argue every single point, and. I don't know, man. I think a lot of these people are just delusional. It's crazy. I mean, just unbelievably, like tunnel vision, willfully ignorant people in the true crime world. It doesn't matter what you present to them. It's just, they're just going to believe what they believe. It's crazy.
It's that, but it's also the feedback loop. So what happens is, in my mind, let's say you're a true crime person. You make a video, and it's like a conspiracy one. It does really well. So you do it again, and then you do it again. And then you want to sort of maybe be a Grant Hughes type, but then you don't get any views. So you do the conspiracy thing again. And it just keeps going. So that guy is just trapped. He probably gets views, and he has nothing else to do, you're too scared to move on to anything else. So it's just money, it's greed in the face of, and being willfully ignorant. There's no one surely they can't believe the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like
no,
Candace Owens. Like, she doesn't believe it. I don't think she believes any of it. She just knows that keeps her.
Somebody made this funny video on YouTube, or not on Twitter, where it said, "Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about going over there at some point to this place." But anyways, on Twitter, they made a video of Candace Owens. At the start of every one of her shows, she goes, "We're really close. We're really close." She says it like for 5 months straight, every single show. She says the same thing. I think we're really close now, you guys. We're really close. We're right there. Well, when were you ever close? Because you said it 5 months ago, and then you keep saying it over and over and over. It's really funny. Like, I think there's like 200, I don't know if there's 200, but 100 times where she says that. It's pretty funny.
Maybe she needs a new husband. I don't know.
Thanks, Charlotte. I don't know what's happening.
She's been edged for 5 months. Anyway.
Yeah, but I'm gonna do this other case really quick. It's that one that we did way back a long time ago. But hey, thanks for calling in. We got to hear the New Zealand / Aussie voice.
No, the American accent's way better. I think you guys sound better, and it's just like a more international kind of feel to it, where I can't do it. Like, the Australians just sound really well. So,
like,
good
totally,
luck in the
man.
war. Fuck Iran, and like, come on, Nancy, you can come home, Nancy. Come on.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah. All right,
see,
man.
not quite as good like that. All right. See you. But yeah. Wow. There was Raven. That was pretty funny. Now, Candace Owens is absolute lunatic. I had thought of going over there. Do you live over there, Betty Black? I've thought of driving there because I just want to do my own thing. I would get a drone and I would fly it over the backyard, land it back there, and get 360-degree view of it. Or hover it just at a decent level over there. I mean, it would just be amazing. I don't know why anybody doesn't. They don't do it. They just hover and fly around. It's crazy. There's no rhyme or reason for what they're filming. Look at the frickin' flights out of Tucson, Arizona on February 1st and at 3:30 a.m. tonight a little while ago. Oh yeah? That's sort of... Well, why don't you send an email to me, Charlotte? Send it over. Let's see. My email is this one right here. You got it? Yeah, send that over there. Anyways, thanks everybody for your support on here tonight. It's weird how some nights it's just so slow, and then all of a sudden, miraculously, in this little time frame, we make it, you know? I don't know what happens. What do you mean the clip posted under your last post on X-Gray? I don't know what that means. What does that mean, Carolyn? It's just a random sentence. The clip I posted under your last post on X-Gray. Let's see. I mean, is it about this case here or what? What are you referring to? Okay, Carolyn. Okay, is that car scene with blood dripping from trunk on Irving? When was it? When was this? When was this? It's March 27th. Well, I mean, how could that be Savannah or Nancy at this point? Okay. Well, doesn't seem. I think Nancy's not alive right now. Anyways. Here, let me get. I want to do this one really quick. All right. Hold on a second, you guys. You guys want me to do one of the cold cases really quick? This is one that we covered a long time ago. And guess what year it was? It was like 2020. I mean, just unreal. Look at right here. I don't know if you can see it, but look at the date. October 30th, 2020. I mean, that is like, jeez. I mean, what, 5 and some odd months, 5.5 years ago? That's crazy. And I couldn't find it in here. That's the problem. Anyway, we'll try to find it when we're going over it. It's really shouldn't take too long at all. Oh, that was it. All right, here we go. How about you, Phyllis? You want me to go over this? I always like to throw her name in there just so she goes, what? Yeah, okay, here it goes. A couple who had apparently parked in a popular Lover's Lane area. This is in Texas, 1990. Now, following a date, were found dead. Their throats were slashed near their bodies, near their bloodied car, police said Friday. The bodies of Cheryl Lynn Henry. Let me see if I've got that. It's weird because I only found it in my archive. Because there's been times where I've lost like some of the stuff on Google Earth. It would be so much bigger. Yeah, so that would have been way up here. Yeah, so it's not even. I'm just going to go to Texas really quick. All right, the bodies of Cheryl Lynn Henry, 22, and Garland Andrew Atkinson, 21, were found in a wooded area on the city's west side, police said. They had been missing since Wednesday, so this is Saturday, but it was probably, they were found on Friday. Miss Henry's unclothed body was found 200 yards from the car. And then, let's see. A couple who had apparently parked in a popular Lover's Lane area following a date were found dead, their throats slashed near their bloodied car, police said Friday. The bodies of Cheryl Lynn Henry, 22, and Garland Andrew Atkinson, 21, were found in a wooded area on the city's west side, police said. And then Houston. Okay. Miss Henry's unclothed body was found 200 yards from the car. Her clothes were found nearby, and police said they believe she was sexually assaulted. Atkinson's body was clothed and found leaning against a tree trunk 75 to 100 yards away from Miss Henry's. Both bodies had been bound and had severe slash and stab wounds to the throat and neck, police said. Atkinson apparently had just moved back to Houston after graduating from college in North Carolina. Hey, Cheryl, don't forget to send me the email, all right? I want to see what you're talking about. So Atkinson apparently had just moved back to Houston after graduating from college in North Carolina. Miss Henry lived with her sister, officials said. I have to guess at the first letter. It's cut off. Cheryl was real fulfilling. Cheryl was real fulfilling for all of us as a leader. There's a gap, but we're a strong family, and we'll pull together. The slain girl's mother, Barbara Craig, she said on Friday, the couple was last seen alive late Wednesday night at a nightclub in West Houston. The families of both victims reported them missing Thursday morning, police said. Atkinson's car was spotted on a cul-de-sac in a scenic section of the city where the young people park after dark, Houston police officer J.J. Wilson said. A broken rear window caught the attention of police. Officers then found blood in the car and saw clothing on the ground nearby, Wilson said. When a computer check of the car's license plate turned up a missing person report by Atkinson's father, Wilson said he and other officers called for a tracking dog. Police said the evidence indicated that both victims were killed where they were found. All right. And then we go to number 3. These are the 3 articles. One of them was like this is 5 days later. A $10,000 reward is being offered for help leading to the arrest and indictment of a suspect in the slaying of a young couple brutally killed last month. The bodies of Cheryl Lynn Henry, 22, and Garland Andrew Atkinson, 21, were discovered about 10 hours apart in an undeveloped wooded area. Both had severe slash and stab wounds to the neck. Atkinson's father, Garland Atkinson, said Wednesday he was thankful a reward fund had been set up, adding it had been difficult to accept the fact that no arrests had been made. There's no reason for anyone, young or old, to be brutalized the way these 2 kids were. I won't be satisfied until someone is apprehended, he said. Houston Police Detective J.W. Belk said investigators are still checking out numerous leads, but they hope the promise of a reward will be the break they need to solve the case. And then, that was 1990, right? And then 1996, unrelated at the time, there's this dude in the paper over here, says, authorities are investigating whether a Houston man has been impersonating a police chief in Montgomery County or other officers. Floyd William Parrott, 33, is charged with possession of a counterfeit driver's license carrying his picture, but the name and driver's license number of Carlton Buddy Watson, 36, of Patton Village Police Chief. So he has a police chief ID on him. The chief said that when he went to renew his driver's license in October, he learned that state records listed his address in Harris County. Watson lives in Patton Village. Watson said Parrott apparently got his name and license number after Watson lost his wallet, or it was stolen, about 6 years ago. The Texas Department of Public Safety began an investigation and arrested Parrott at his West Houston apartment late last month. Sergeant Richard Blake, a DPS spokesperson, said investigators also seized fake constable and U.S. Marshal service badges and a constable uniform. So this guy right here is pretending to be police officer. Parrott, apparently unemployed for some time, denies impersonating any officers. Parrott remains in Harris County Jail in lieu of $15,000. Let's see. The DPS is attempting to learn whether Parrott pulled over any motorists or has been involved in any other activities while allegedly impersonating an officer. So you had that on March 8th, 1996, then March 9th, 1996. It says basically the same thing. Then October 31st, so literally 7 months later, a Houston man who pretended to be a Montgomery County police chief was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Wow. I mean, that is a huge sentence. After taking $100 from a driver he pulled over. So he literally pulled somebody over pretending to be an officer and stole 100 from him. Floyd Parrott, 33, convicted twice previously of impersonating an officer, was convicted, maybe those other ones, this is like the third time, so they gave him a huge sentence. Convicted twice previously of impersonating an officer, was convicted Tuesday and sentenced by State District Judge Debbie Mantooth. Parrott pulled over a couple for an expired inspection sticker and told them that for $100 he wouldn't write them a ticket. The couple paid. Later they saw Parrott's face on a local most wanted and came forward. Police found a driver's license in the name of Carlton Buddy Watson, the Patton Village police chief, in Parrott's house, along with police equipment. So you have that. Then, here we go. Boom. Lover's Lane murder suspect held himself out to be law enforcement, may have more victims. Man, that guy's a serial killer. Look at that. That's the same dude in that picture that we were just looking at. Look at this. It says, after a young couple's murder went unsolved for nearly 4 decades, authorities gave an update on the case on Friday morning. Floyd Parrott was just recently charged in the 1990 killings of Andy Atkinson and Cheryl Henry, often referred to as the Lover Lane murders. Parrott appeared in court in Nebraska, where he was arrested this week. During a Friday morning press conference held by the Houston Police Department, the FBI, and the Harris County District Attorney's Office, investigators said they believe there may be more victims out there. That's 100%. Harris County District Attorney Sean Tiers said more than 100 persons of interest were examined over time, and as multiple detectives worked on the case through the years. He added, however, that Parrott was not one of the hundreds of people interviewed. Authorities released images of Parrott from 1990 because they said that there may be more victims. The DA said they have information that Parrott falsely held himself out to be law enforcement and are looking for people who may have been pulled over before and after the murders. The arrest of Parrott and the search for additional victims is vindication and some relief for Shane Craig. Isn't that crazy, you guys? Man. Let's see. On August 23rd, 1990, that night, security guard on routine patrol noticed a vehicle parked in a cul-de-sac that hadn't moved for some time. When the guard approached, he discovered an unresponsive woman inside. A man was also found responsive nearby. Both victims were later identified as Henry and Atkinson. Authorities said they had suffered fatal injuries to their necks. Now, I mean, this guy cut them. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Well, it turns out there was. They were. Are you talking about this one, Phyllis? That's crazy. Now, nearly 36 years later, the Harris County District Attorney's Office announced Parrott's arrest. Records show Parrott was 28 years old at the time of the murders. He is accused of slashing the throats of the young couple after they had spent time parked in the secluded area. Man, just think about what he did to them. Basically, he did the same thing as like Abby and Libby, but they're just older. In 2008, investigators linked DNA from the crime scene to a separate rape case, but still couldn't identify a suspect. So, man, so he's obviously been charged with that other one, too. Court documents show the break finally came in 2025 when investigators revisiting the case received a tip naming Parrott. According to records, that tip, combined with renewed DNA analysis and additional police work, led to the charges. This case has weighed on the Henry and Atkinson families as well as our community for more than 3 decades. This is a good day, Bilk said. Man, that's just so amazing, man. You know what's crazy is all the cases that we've covered, because we've covered thousands, that eventually somebody go, hey, Gray. You know, I didn't even remember this one really that well. I remember the Lover's Lane part and all that, but... Well, there's a picture back there of where that happened, I guess. And that was the sketch at the time. I guess he probably sort of looked like that. Anyways, it's not really like a deep, like there wasn't a ton of articles. There might be more now. That was 6 years ago, and newspapers.com increases their volume quite a bit, so there could be a hell of a lot more articles and whatnot. See, that was him when he's younger, and then that's like after he cut his hair. I bet that's right when they put him in prison for impersonation. I think it's so great, man. You know, I got to tell you, this IGG thing has been so amazing for me. Like, just thinking about all these people that have committed these violent sexual assaults or killings, and they know that they left DNA at the scene, and they're just sitting around in their homes, shitting their pants, just knowing someday they're going to come calling. You know, it's always going to be these guys. Now, the people now forward probably don't leave their DNA as often as these guys. Like 1990, nobody was really talking about DNA. So this guy didn't have a clue. He just did what he did, and they got his DNA, and boom. All right, you guys look like you're falling asleep. So I'm going to go ahead and... we are at almost 3 hours, 2 hours and 48 minutes anyways. Last night was like 3 something. What the heck is that? How come that popped up on there? 99 names of... Oh my God. Where did that come... Would that come from... Let me go back one and see where it went. Oh, it was A Few Good Men. Not sure what happened there. That was weird. No, I don't. All right, so here we go. Thank you for... Why do you always do that, Bangle? Just let me, you know, if I'm ending a show, I'm ending a show, you know? I'll try to do it another time, all right? Cinnamon Sin Freak, and then we had Joel Burnt, and then Alley Cake, and then C. Irwin, then C. Irwin again, and then Wisconsin Cat Mom, then C. Irwin again, and then C. Irwin again. They were really trying to get people going. And then we had Grief Is My Middle Name right there. I know, isn't that crazy? Dress up like a cop and then be like, hey, you need to do, you know, that's probably how he originally got them to open their door or something like that. And then there's Bengal Cat Chili. You wanted me to do this other case right when I'm leaving. Thanks a lot, bud. Then Alley Cake. And then Stephen Connerly. And then C. Irwin again. Then we had Guardian Angel. Alley Cake. Scotta Flight. And then Alley Cake again. Then Scotta Flight. Then Phyllis Watson. And, you know, thanks everybody. Like, you're keeping everything going along. And then Katie's Corner. Then Betty Black. Jim Lawn. South Texas Guy. Betty Black. Then Scotta Flight. Then Alley Cake. Then I gifted one just to get that one. There was this one lingering 5 challenge. So I even donated 6 memberships. 5. And then we had Chris Cotine gifted 5 memberships. And then we had Lisa Valenzuela, Allie Cake, Lisa V, Sandy Will, Lisa V, and Phyllis Watson. They all did the $1 holler. And then we got then Phyllis Watson, and then Jessica Schubach, and then Shinobi Business, and then, oh yeah, so Betty's, I'm not sure where Betty's is on there. Where did that one go? Oh, hers is orange. So somehow they were out of order, but like Betty sent in a cat eye, and then Phyllis sent one in, and that's right when I sent in. Then I sent my 5 memberships in. So we had Phyllis, Betty, and then I sent 5 in. Then Charlotte sent in a cat eye. Then Betty Black did another one, and then Charlotte did another one. That's pretty cool. I mean, that was an amazing rally right at the end there. Yeah. Pretty crazy. We've had not many, but a few cases where somebody impersonated a cop, and then some that they suspect somebody impersonated. All right, let's see. A joke for the road we got. And then also I want to say thank you to Lisa Valenzuela for the coffee, and then also to Marty's Bar and Grill for the red breast worth of coffee. Yeah. Thank you. I don't even remember what I was going to do just now. What the hell was it? Oh, yeah. The joke. And it said, a joke for the road. Have you heard about the man in town stealing the wheels off of police cars? They're working tirelessly to catch him. Get it? Tirelessly. That was pretty good. That'd be pretty hard to do, right? Driving around on your rims all day. That would be pretty tough, I gotta be honest. Anyways, thank you guys. Really appreciate it. And yeah, so we got tonight, and then we got the 28th, 29th, 30th. So just 3 more days after this, and then we have our final day of the month. And hopefully we can make some more headway. I'd like to average 4,000 a month that we give out here. That'd get us to 48. That would beat. But hopefully there's some cases where the ad revenue is bigger too. We'll see. Anyways, did you guys like the show tonight? I thought it was pretty interesting. Yeah, we went over a bunch of the the new information that came out in the. I mean, when we say new information, it's just new sort of. I guess it is new. It allows you to focus in on, like, what really may have happened in the Savannah Guthrie or the Nancy Guthrie case. I keep saying Savannah tonight for some reason. I think it's because she's doing those 3-part series. All right, did you guys like it? Come on. And hopefully we're dealing with the trolls pretty good. I think I've got everything. YouTube's helped me out over there, and then also got the FBI. We're gonna. If you guys see any of those crazy posts, just send them to me so I can load them up. These people are crazy psychos. No different than a stalker nut job, Yeah, cool. How about you, Phyllis? Did you like it? Phyllis is probably over there reading, got a book on the side, and then I say her name, and she's like, ah! I could just see that. Let's see. I think everybody went to sleep already. Yeah, no problem. No problem. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Again, thanks to thanks for the coffees out there, Marty and Lisa, and then thanks for all of you guys' generosity making the goals. Very cool. All right, thanks everybody. See you tomorrow. Now, what do you mean the FBI? I don't know. Thanks for being here. Talk to you later. Yeah, there goes my stomach. Wow, where's the thing? I don't even know where it is anymore. Way up there now? Oh, there it is. Oh, sorry, there you go. Now you can hear it.
Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, gotta meet another specter with a vector. On his specter, with all respect, just remember how the type of fucking check I have no agenda. I never tender. Then I'll send it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send you on a mission to the real truth sender.
Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody. Talk to you. All right, everybody. Thank you. Guess we got to do that one, the cool sound right here, right? Thank you for watching Gray Hughes Investigates on YouTube, where we cover true crime using logic, reason, and common sense. Things that aren't very common anymore in the true crime community. Thank you very much for watching. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.
Good night, everybody. Gee.
Man, I remember you used to do that all the time. You go, good night, everybody. Gee. Remember how you used to do that?
Gosh, Gray, why do you make it sound like that? You went, gee, like that. I was serious.
What do you mean serious? Good night, everybody. Gee.
Gosh, Gray, you're so mean.
Are you okay? Wow, what's going on over there?
Yeah, I'm fine. Good night, everybody.
Oh, she did it again, man. She did it again. She faked the cry, and I thought it was real, and then at the very end, just nothing. You guys notice that? That's unreal, man. That is unreal. All right, thanks. See you guys later. Be safe out there.